Oh,
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this special. I'm calling it the special bonus session for Thursday, which was Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Missouri Day, and now we're making it adding on Miami Day. So thank you so much, Janice, for arranging for our speaker today. Very practical advice I'm sure she's going to share with us today. And I was sharing with her. SBA is a friend of mine. I've had great experience as a freelancer, as an independent practitioner in getting their services, and they've been wonderful to work with. And I know a lot of times you don't hear that from government, but I wanted everybody watching to know that. So turn it over to you, Janice.
thank you, Kevin. Hi, everyone. I'm Juliette, the co-organizer for Miami. I'm really excited to share the space with Kevin and bring this session just so everyone can learn about the resources available from the SBA. So it's an honor to have here Janelle Hain. She's the district director for the South Florida district for the Small Business Administration. So thank you, Janelle. Thank you for your time and welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be part of the Freelance Business Week, and definitely happy to come here and to share what it is that SBA can offer to you. And Kevin and Johnny, thank you for the kind words. We appreciate it that people have had a good experience with SBA. We have a lot to offer. So I guess I'm just going to get into the presentation.
SBA is all yours.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we want to be your partner, much like Kevin said. He likes to say that we are friends, but we want to be your partner to help your business throughout the entire business life cycle that you have, whether it's starting a business, growing your business, or expanding your business, or potentially having to recover. We work with you and our resource partners and our other constituents to make sure that we can provide the resources you need to help your business succeed. We want to talk first about increasing your confidence and your business sparks. A lot of people feel that the journey of an entrepreneur is a lonely one. They have to go it alone. I'm here to tell you that we have some resource partners that can assist you in, again, any portion of your life cycle so that you can tap into those resources. And many of them are offering their services at no charge. The resource partner network that we work with are outside entities that have been approved and funded by the SBA. We have just over 1,400 of these office locations nationwide. We do have a website that you can go to and find out which partners are located nearest to you. I like to think of them as a sounding board, if you will. If you're trying to think of a new direction to take your business in, possibly maybe including a new revenue stream for your business, they can offer you consulting and guidance and mentoring to make you or to provide you with information so you can make a very sound business decision. So the website that we have to locate these partners is sba.gov/local-assistance. Now in there it's a mapping tool, so you can put in your zip code and it will help you find the locations that are closest to you. But I want to go through each of them individually so you understand what they can offer to you. So which resource partner is right for you? It depends on what you're looking for. We start out with our SCORE chapters. Those are volunteers. Typically, they are either active business owners or they were former business owners. And what they're doing is just giving back to the small business community. So if you're starting your business or looking to expand or grow your business, you can tap into our SCORE membership in the South Florida area. And I want to tell you, this is a nationwide organization, but in South Florida, we have 13 chapters to assist. So whether you're located in South Florida or anywhere across the nation, you can go to their website, which is score.org. If you just, you can pull it up by your state or your territory, and it will tell you how to connect with these important business mentors. They offer free online workshops. Some of them are free. Some of them have a nominal charge. However, the one-on-one consulting that you get from them is always without charge. Many people don't realize they exist. They're a very small, as I said, volunteer organization, but they offer you practical business experience that you can rely on. Then we have our small business development centers, what we call the SBDCs. Again, they're looking for businesses that they can help start and grow. They offer many of the similar services that the SCORE office does, but these entities offer paid consultants, and they offer you, again, the one-on-one counseling for free. They have low-cost trainings or other sessions that you can tap into. Here in the Florida area, we have over 40 locations that are located near you. They are all tied to a public university typically. So they have the backing of the school that they're aligned with and the resources that come with that as well. So again, another option, you don't have to limit yourself to one of these entities. You can pick and choose which ones you want to go with. We also have, for those that are women-owned businesses, our women's business centers that we have. And this one says Maryland, but they're actually all across the nation. Here in Florida, we have 3 centers. Our Florida Women's Business Center, which is in Delray Beach. We have our We Venture, which is tied to Florida Institute of Technology up in Melbourne. And we have the Tampa Bay Women's Business Center, obviously in the Tampa Bay area. But again, they are looking to assist aspiring or current women-owned small businesses. However, they're not limited to only assisting women. So you can go and tap into the resources that they have. Again, very similar in nature to what you can get with our SCORE chapters and our SBDC, but the focus is more on issues and concerns that women-owned businesses have. The one-on-one consulting, still no charge. They do offer training seminars, and there may be a nominal charge for that. We also have our Veterans Business Outreach Centers. This is the last component of the consulting and mentoring that we offer. Again, focused more on those that are military veterans, those that are transitioning from military service, and the military spouses as well. Again, they're looking to provide you consulting on getting into entrepreneurship, or if you're already in business, how to expand and grow your business. They actually are one of our partners in the Transition Assistance Program, the TAP program that's offered at the military installations here in Florida and across the nation. So they are the ones that go in and help us to counsel people on thinking about business ownership after they've left the military service. We have one center that covers all of Florida. They're actually located over in the Panhandle, but again, always available to any business here in the Florida area. If you're looking for a veteran business outreach center near you, then you just need to go and type in the name of your state and then VBOC, and it will pop up. But again, the one-on-one consulting, still free, no charge. They do have some training programs that may have a nominal charge. But again, all of these entities basically have received funding from the SBA, so your tax dollars have already paid for this service. It's a little known source of what we do, but it is something that's so vital and so important because, again, we know that the entrepreneur journey can seem very lonely. You don't have to go it alone. There are resources out there that you can tap into for relatively no charge or just a nominal charge for their training sessions. Next, I'd like to transition over to some resources that we have to help you grow and develop your business. So if you've ever thought of selling to the federal government, it can seem like it's a daunting thing. But I will let you know that the U.S. government is actually one of the largest purchasers of products and services at just over $500 billion a year is what's put out in contracting. Now, the federal government is actually required by law to provide contracting opportunities to small businesses. And we have additional other set-asides that we can provide if you can tick mark a couple of different certification programs. But we have certification programs that can assist you to enter the federal marketplace and, again, use that as an additional revenue stream to grow your business. These are the certification programs that we utilize. Now, I mentioned that the federal government has to award a certain percentage of all of those $500+ billion in prime government contracting to small businesses. The level at that is actually 23%. And I'm happy to report that for the last many years, we have reached that 23% level. So there are people that are getting government contracts and growing their business with that. And they come in all sizes and shapes. It could be something as small as working with a federal agency and getting a credit card order. Believe it or not, using the government purchase card is considered a government contract. And it obviously goes on up into those very large contracts that are done for things like the Department of Defense, maybe for NASA. So, it's a way, again, to add a revenue stream and grow your business. The certification programs that we have for the SBA are our 8A Business Development Program. And that program is open to businesses that are owned by individuals that are socially and economically disadvantaged. It's a 9-year term where we provide you some direct assistance to help you understand the federal contracting marketplace and how you can be successful in it. We have our historically underutilized business zones, which are called hub zones. And that's more of a geographic location. So if your business is located in a hub zone, or you plan to relocate to a hub zone, there are contracting opportunities available for firms that are actually certified as a hub zone business. We do have a robust women-owned small business program. Again, there are certain industries that are eligible for this particular program. We're normally looking for businesses that meet industries where women-owned businesses are typically underrepresented. But if it's something that you're interested in, our women's business centers can help you out with that, and our small business development centers as well with the certification program. But again, about 5% of all federal contracting is aligned to go to women-owned small businesses. We also have the service-disabled veteran-owned program. Typically, people think that that's only firms that are going to be working with the VA. But I will tell you that every federal agency has the ability to set aside contracting dollars for service-disabled veteran-owned businesses. So again, another viable certification that, as long as you're eligible to apply, can again add a revenue stream to your business. Something to think about. Who can help you out? If you're looking at any of these contracting certification programs, the best place that I can tell you to tap into is our Procurement Technical Assistance Center representatives. Our PTACs and the ones across the nation are actually aligned with our small business development centers. So it's more like a one-stop shop. If you go to the SBDC for something like assistance with your marketing plan, and you also think about going into government contracting, then you can tap into the PTAC program. Again, the one-on-one consulting that you get is free of charge. And like I said, in Florida, our PTACs are aligned with our small business development centers. So you can find them at the website that's on this screen. However, if you need something like access to capital, it's possible that we have some programs that could assist you. We have a loan guarantee program that can assist you with funding the operations of your business. Listed on the screen, there's a couple of different programs that can assist, a couple of different areas where we actually provide funding through our guaranteed program. Now, you access these programs through our participant lenders. So you're actually going to make the application at a lender. The lender is going to review your application and then determine whether or not there's some risk involved with that. Our guarantee is put there to allow you to mitigate the risk of the lender, and therefore you can get access to funding that you may not be able to qualify for on your own. But again, we can do everything from starting your business, some operating costs to start up, or funding the operating costs for startups, to purchasing heavy machinery and equipment. We even do debt refinance, and we will also do change of ownerships. So there's a wide range of different uses of proceeds for our loans. What we like to say is that if you cannot get a normal loan through your regular lender, it's always best to ask them if they also do SBA loans. I know here in Florida, about 93% of all the banks or lenders that are actually headquartered here in Florida do SBA lending. So you may not realize that they are an SBA lender, but if you ask, more than likely, it might be something that they're willing to look into. However, if you can't find a lender or you don't know who to start with, normally I recommend that people use the lender that they're using, even if it's just for a depository relationship. So if you're banking with someone already for your business, you may want to look at them and see if they would be interested in doing an SBA loan for you. But not always are they interested in doing everything that's brought to them. So we've actually stood up a tool called Lender Match, and it has the potential to match you with lenders that might be interested in doing your deal. It's a completely online platform at sba.gov/lender match. And what you do is you fill out a little questionnaire. It's about 20 questions, and it gives the lender some idea about what it is that you want to do with the money, some general information about your business, and then usually within about 48 hours, you can get a reply if there has been a match. At that point, you have the contact information for that lender. You reach out and you start a conversation, and hopefully that comes to fruition when you can actually make the application at that lender. We have a wide range of lenders who have signed up for this program. So it's almost, not guaranteed, as I said, but you can almost always get a match and then hopefully, like I said, start a conversation. The other thing I would mention if you're looking for funding is don't forget our resource partner network. We integrate them throughout all of our programs, as you can tell already, but many of them have relationships with lenders. So they may be able to assist you with identifying a lender that has an appetite for your loan request. So you can hit on all cycles. You can do the lender match. You can contact one of our small business development centers, our SCORE offices, our women's business centers, or our VBOC, and try to find a lender that will actually do the deal that you want to do. This last part is about recovery, and you may have heard about SBA lately in the news because we've been in recovery mode for about a year now. With the pandemic, obviously it's been affecting every business across the nation, but in regular times, we actually have disaster loans that can assist you to get back to whole after there's been a declared disaster. Now, like I said, the coronavirus has been something that we haven't seen before. I live in Florida, so typically what we see are the local hurricanes. We may see some frosts in the middle of the state. Sometimes there's flooding, but the programs that we have are actually good for just about any declared disaster. It could be wildfires, it could be earthquakes. It kind of runs the gamut. But I don't want you to think of just the natural disasters, because there have been times that we've activated these programs when it hasn't been tied to a national disaster. Obviously, the pandemic is one of those times. But here in Florida, we had a shooting years ago at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando that actually was activated for one of our disaster loans as well. So we're trying to, again, assist the small business community at getting back to whole. So we have loans that can assist you. Those are direct loans from SBA. So it's different than our regular guaranteed loan program in that SBA is the lender. And what helps is that makes it to where SBA can provide low interest rate, typically under 4% loans for a really long term. Like the ones that we're doing for the pandemic right now, we're writing those loans for 30 years. So it's very, very affordable. And like I said, it allows you to get back to whole. We have some that can cover physical damage, whether it's damage to your commercial real estate. People don't realize this, but we actually also offer physical damage loans for homeowners and renters. So the personal property loans. What we have going on right now is our economic injury loan. The economic injury disaster loan, again, means that the business wasn't necessarily physically damaged with a declared disaster, but they have felt the ripple effect. There's economic injury, meaning they've either seen a loss of sales, it's potential that they may have lost some of their workers, they may have lost some of their supply chain. Lots of different reasons that we can use that one. But again, it allows you to, like I said, to get back to whole. We do have one if you are employing people who are active duty military members. And if they are in fact activated and have to go on orders, we have a disaster loan that helps you to get some funding to make up for losing that key worker. So something else to think about when you think about SBA. So that's the entirety of my presentation. It's pretty quick, but I wanted to just kind of give a broad overview of what it is that we provide. We have 68 district offices around the country. I am here in the South Florida office, but you will be able to find assistance through SBA no matter where you're located in the nation and in our territories as well.
Great, Janelle, thank you so much for the great information. And I think, I know we do have a few questions, and I think Janith is going to pop those up on the screen just to answer them. So here's a opportunity, I guess, for someone with lifelong business experience who wants to give back. Can they volunteer with SCORE and/or SBA?
Yeah, the SCORE chapters are always looking for volunteers. I will tell you that they are the little engine that could, in my mind. They don't get a lot of funding from SBA. They actually go out and fundraise a lot on their own in order to do their operations. So they are always looking for qualified consultants that can come in and assist in any of their operations, whether it be just in taking phone calls, it could be actually mentoring people. It can be doing presentations. So you really can find your niche in that organization as to how you want to give back to the small business community.
Yeah, and I think that's so important. I mean, all of us, I think, as freelancers or sole practitioners or whatever you want to call ourselves, I think volunteering is very important. And again, it shouldn't be looked at as just an opportunity to get sales leads. It should be looked at as giving
exactly.
back. Absolutely.
Yeah. They're actually not allowed to sell if they are active business owners. So we want to make sure that they have the true passion for helping the small business community. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get sales from it, of course, obviously. But the main point is to give back to the community. You're correct.
Yeah, great. Okay, here's the next one. Is there a specific program that extends contracts to freelancers / independent workers or sole practitioners, or are they included as a part of the small business group? I guess the question is, how do you define small business, and is there a targeted group?
That's a good question. So small business, actually, believe it or not, it seems like that would be a very limiting factor. But in essence, there's actually about 31 million small businesses across the nation. Something as small as someone that runs it all by themselves, whether it's a food truck or maybe even a hot dog stand or something like that, on up to larger corporations. But Kevin, to answer your question, we do have what are called size standards. And it depends on what industry you're in as to what your size standard is. It might be the number of employees if you're in manufacturing or in wholesaling. For everybody else, it's basically set at a range that's an average of revenues that you've had for the previous 3 years. About the smallest one that we have is around 7.5 million as a maximum in revenues. And they go on up to, I believe it's 42 million for some of our construction firms. So quite large companies, what you would consider quite large, can still be considered small under SBA's size standards. But we have out on our website, if you want to just in the search bar put size standards, it'll take you out there, and you have to know what your industry code is first. Once you have that, we have a table of size standards, and it's really easy to identify whether or not you meet the size standards.
Great. Okay, next question. Not surprising, a PPP question. How can self-employed individuals qualify for PPP loan forgiveness? Could I just comment on that, because I've already received from my bank, which works with the SBA, the sort of the heads up about forgiveness, and really encouraged to see that somebody like me, just a sole practitioner, you've kind of done what I guess the IRS did with taxes. You got a 1040 EZ. You all have sort of like a PPP EZ, which is literally just a one pager if it's under a certain amount. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, I can. So we've actually, because of the legislation that was passed at the end of December, which was our Economic Aid Act, we were required to stand up a simplified application form, to your point, Kevin, for those people that received PPP funding at the level of $150,000 or less. Now, we already had a form that was in place for $50,000 or less, so we just kind of translated that into this simplified form, but it's called our simplified PPP application form. It's SBA form 3508S. And to your point, there's basic information about the loan that you received, a little bit of information about your business, and then there's just one line: how much is your overall forgiveness that you're requesting? The rest of it is just certifications from the business. So it is fairly quick to fill out. Those that are the independent contractors, self-employed, or sole proprietors, that form was actually kind of generated just for them, So the other thing I want to point out, though, that a lot of people don't know, and some have missed in our guidance, if your loan amount is $50,000 or less, which typically is for the very, very smallest businesses, I want to remind people, because you've probably heard a lot of information about this program, but those businesses that have loans of $50,000 or less are exempt from the regulations that you have to maintain your same head count and you have to maintain the salary and wage. So you don't have to do those calculations. It's, again, much more simplified, the smaller loan amount, but 150 and less, definitely a simplified process.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, simple is better for me. How long does it take to receive an SBA certification?
Well, it depends on when we actually get a completed application. As anything else, when you're dealing with the government does like a lot of paperwork, but we actually have stood up an online application form or site, if you will, platform, where you can do your 8A and your WOSB. The Hub Zone, we still have the old system. We're getting ready to transition this to our online one. So that's more paper intensive. But the other one, it's just uploading documents, filling out the necessary questions, and then sending it in. It can take a little while. I've heard up to about 3 months to get the WOSB certification. For the Hub Zone and the 8A, it can be up to 6 months to get that. Because again, we're trying to be good stewards of our government programs and make sure that those that enter into that program, especially the 8A program, because it says it's only 9 years, and that sounds like a long time, but you're going to find that the 9 years goes by in the blink of an eye. So we want to make sure that you're eligible to get in and be very active and successful in that program. So we're looking for firms that have experience, especially for the 8A program, whether it's in local contracting or in the federal contracting arena, so that we can you can hit the ground running with that certification and really start to scale and grow your business.
Great. I don't see any more questions. We did have a couple of really nice comments. This one, when you were talking about the veterans assistance, so glad to hear about this unique assistance for our veterans. And then a very positive comment about the women's business centers. Love all the work you do. Happy to work with the women's business centers in San Antonio and Dallas. So lots of positive comments. And I'll tell you, you all, let's bring Joneith. Why don't you come back in studio here, and then for any closing comments. But you all have, I don't know how you've kept up with it, and this is not a political statement at all, but I know that, I'm sort of a policy wonk, I guess, if you will, right? So I know all of the changes that were happening hour by hour in Congress, and, and I actually followed all of the SBAs. I think you updated your guidance document like 20 times a day or something like that. And I don't know how you did it, to be honest with you, but again, kudos to you all. I think my dad worked for the federal government for 20 years, and so the government employs real people too, right? Just like freelancers are real people. Some people don't believe that either, but
that is
anyway. But just great job, and I just want to thank you so much for, number one, being available to talk with our group today. So, Joneith,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a great session. A lot of great resources, and we had really good questions. So I'm happy for that. My only question was about the PPP, so that was answered already. So that's great. Thank you for your time, and I hope that everyone enjoyed the content.
All right, and again, day 5, final day of Freelance Business Week 2021 is tomorrow, and I think we kick off at 9:30 Central, 8:30 Mountain, 7:30 Pacific, and 10:30 Eastern Time. So,
yes, that was good.
There we go. Well, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you, Joneith, for partnering on this, and thank you so much, Janelle.
You got it. Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.